friends. So at any given moment, this whole setup that I have right now could come toppling down. I have my iPad propped up on some totes, and there is a cat in here, as always. That is her playing in my packing paper. Be gone. So already we're off to a great start. Anyway, last week was a pretty productive week as far as getting some crochet work done for HorrorCon. I did have an extra little project in there. I made something for my husband for Father's Day. So I've been working on that the last little while. Okay. I'm just going to go with it because this is real life. This is what I work with. Oh my God. Okay. But that was like a personal project. But anyway. Since last Friday was Friday the 13th, I thought I should celebrate by making a certain camper, who shall not be named, but this is, I love how he turned out. This is a pattern from, and I'm so sorry if I mispronounce her name, done by Danielle. It looks like Danielle, but with an O instead of an A, so I'm guessing it's Danielle. But if you are into horror crochet at all, or spooky crochet, you know who she is. She's awesome. She has all of the slasher patterns. This is who my slasher clown pattern is from also. And my scary movie guy pattern also. But I wanted to post him for Friday the 13th. So I worked on him last week. He took 2 days, which wasn't really bad, you know, for HorrorCon and for Friday the 13th. But I'm so pleased with how he turned out. Like, and then these are just some of the smaller safety eyes that I have that I know I'll never use. But I think he looks great. And then after HorrorCon, I will make, these will be in my Etsy shop as a made-to-order thing. I'm not going to stock them. But I like how he turned out. So I got him finished, and then apparently it's zombie week here. I wanted to get as many little things done because I'm kind of tired of the bigger things. So I started working on, let's see, where's my finished one? I thought I had more than these, but maybe I only have the 4. But this, he's not finished. I still have to sew on his eye. This was something that I made months ago. This is the Scrump pattern from Crochet Grove. This is a free pattern that's on her Instagram, but I just turned it into a zombie. Like, I didn't put the, you know, the little hair and make it blue or anything. I've never seen Lilo and Stitch, I don't even know what it's called. So I have nothing, I have no information about this character whatsoever. But I thought it would be a perfect, like, little zombie, and like you can see, like, compared to my hand, how small it is. This worked up in like around 30 minutes just for the bodies, not counting the embroidery or anything. And like I said, I have to sew on the eye. I just have it in there with needles or pins right now. I think I'm gonna get some like colored thread or yarn, maybe that's this color, you know, like that fuchsia magenta color, and do some detail on these because I really like it with the green and the black. But last week I decided to start making some of those. So I've got 3 of their bodies made. And this is using the Big Twist Posh, which my 2 unopened skeins right here, with a 6mm hook. I think for this one I used a 5.5 because you can tell some of them, like, there's a size difference. But like, I made all 3 of these at the same time. I don't know why this one is so much smaller. I have no idea. Whatever. So I was thinking my idea was to make like 10 of these, and hopefully, you know, if we sell every one of them, $100. But after I made those 3, this is all of that first skein of Big Twist Posh that I have left. Now you can see clearly that I have 2 unopened ones right here. I'm afraid to open them. When I was sick a couple of weeks ago, that was when the news broke about Michael's buying Joann, which I personally am very happy about. I've heard some comments about, oh, Michael's is a monopoly. Honestly, I don't care. I just need yarn, and I don't want to get it from Amazon. I want to be able to feel it. I want to be able to look at it. I want to be able to hold it in my hands. I am old school like that. I want to see it. I'm glad that they are going to carry Big Twist, because I've got these 2 skeins and this black skein that I have not opened yet, and I'm terrified to open it. That being said, week before, I was working on a pattern, like a personal pattern that I want to release, and I tore into my other black skein so fast, and the gray one too. Like, this is the remainder of my very first one that I got. I bought a lot of Big Twist Posh, the colors that I could get, back in February, I think, prepping for my reptile show. I wish I did get more colors, like more purple and the pinks and the reds and everything, because I'm really starting to like working with this yarn. And again, I'm so glad that Michael's is going to have it. The only thing about that is that my nearest Michael's there's one that's about 30 minutes away, and it's not my favorite Michael's that I've ever been in. Maybe once they start putting some of the Joann stuff in their stores, it might be a little better. There is another one that's like 40 minutes in another direction that I've never been to. I'm willing to check it out. I mean, I'll drive for yarn. I've done it before. But there are several in my area that I could go to. They're just all minimum 30 minutes. You know, and that's fine. We can make a day of it, but whatever. So my thing is now, do I open another one or do I leave it? Decisions. I don't know what to do. And you can plainly see that I have 2 here, and these don't take a lot of yarn, and only need like 6 more. So I don't know what to do. I might just go ahead and open one. This is another thing, is this lime green color is impossible to find around here. I went to Hobby Lobby looking for bulky lime green yarn, not to be had. My Walmart, I have more yarn than our Walmart has. It is the most sad little yarn department I have ever seen. They don't even have boxes of polyfill, just the bags, which I'm almost out of, and I will need to get another one. Anyway, so, oh, this skein. Oh, the wrapper's ripped. I hate that. I hate that. Well, now I think we have no choice. We have to open it since it's torn. Okay, well, thank you. Just made my decision for me. This is the color Glow Warm, not worm, warm. Anyway, so yeah, I think we're gonna tear into this and make some more little zombie guys. Keeping with the zombie theme, a while back, I found this pattern from Yarny Box. This is a free pattern on her website. I love Yarny Box patterns. They're very simple, but they work up so cute. This is just her little zombie pattern. And you may notice that this looks very similar to this. I use this zombie pattern as the base pattern for all of my slashers. You know, maybe at some point I will write my own. I feel like I should. Maybe after HorrorCon I'll work on that. But anyway, this is the Yarny Box zombie pattern. And I love these. Blanket yarn, button eye. So I wanted to have some of these because they're, you know, just a little bit bigger. And I love like the stitches and everything on it. So I had this purple, and I don't remember what color it is, but I can't find it anymore. It's like, I want to call it Purple Haze because this is what it looks like to me. Like if I were to name this, I would call it Purple Haze. This is what color my bedroom was in high school, and it was called Purple Haze. And this is kind of like my company colors, but anyway, I still need to do his face and all of his stitch work and everything, but I wanted to have some more of these. So I've got 2 of these in this like aqua color already made. This is all, I don't have enough yarn, this purple yarn, to do another one in this color, so he's going to be the only one. But my Walmart does have some like a sage green, and I think I'm going to do 2 more in the sage green. I think that'll be cool. But those are my other zombies that I've got. Like I said, I still need to put their faces on, but that's no big deal. And then the other thing that I made this week, and I've got 3 almost done, I think. I don't know. My very first pattern test back in February, when I had only been crocheting for like 3 months and I had no idea what I was doing, was these little zombie hangers. How fun is that? And then if you don't like gore, look away. The eye pops out. And they are so much fun to make. I'm gonna have some of these in the purple, and then I started this one this morning, and I'm gonna do in the green. And this one has a glow-in-the-dark eye. This glow-in-the-dark yarn is a pain to work with, so we're only gonna have one. But we're gonna have the 2 colors, the purple and the green. I wanted lime, but can't find it. So this is just like a mint green. It's called Mint Charm. And we'll get to that in a minute. But let's see. What was I saying? Oh, we're going to do 3 purple ones and 3 green ones. And each one of them will have a blue eye, a brown eye, and a green eye. So I've already got the eyes made. And, you know, like I said, this was my first pattern test. This one was the very first one I made, and I made it with blanket yarn, so he's kind of heavy. Like his face is really heavy. I still have to add the gory neck part on to him, but we'll get to that. But like I said, this was my very first pattern test that I ever applied for, and I got picked, and I was so shocked. But this is a pattern from Twisted Tales Crochet. She has really, fuzz on me. She has really cool, like fun horror patterns. And this was so much fun to make. This one, like I said, this is the very first one that I made. This was the one that I did for the pattern test. I have another one in the purple. Oh yeah. I have another one in the purple, and a fun part of it is you can put hair on it. And then, you know, have it in any way you want. And this was my first attempt at brushing acrylic yarn. And of course I did it way wrong because I didn't know what I was doing. But it looks so cool, and you can do like different colors, and these things are really customizable. Like you can do different eye colors, different hair colors, face color. I've seen other like brain colors, gross. But the first time I made it, it took me like more than 5 hours, because you can't see this in this one, but there is all of this pink right here, is a color change underneath, so you can like peek through and see the color. And there are decreased stitches in some of these increases, or within the color change. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? And then there's a certain technique that you do for the little brain squiggles, and I was like, you can't do that, because I'd never heard of it before, and I had to Google it. So this one took like 5 hours plus to make, and I remember having to redo the color changes so many times, and like using stitch markers to like line up my stitches and everything. Let's see, this one, hour and a half, no problem. I've almost got the pattern memorized. And then here the other one, like I said, I still have to do the neck, but I mean, 2 hours tops for all of it, including the embroidery and sewing on the brain squiggles, because all of those, these are all individual little clumps. And I still need his ears. But these are so much fun. I hope these sell well. I really hope they do. They're fun to make, and they're different. I mean, its eye pops out, like, yuck, but fun. So yeah, those are another thing that I plan on having at HorrorCon. Speaking of, I think today's the 14th, which means that it is officially less than a month. And yesterday I got my booth number, which is very exciting. I am very close to Celebrity Row. I can, like, just from the way everything is situated, it looks like I can lean over and see the celebrities, which is so cool, because I'm going to be like right there. I think we're going to get a lot of traffic, and that is terrifying and exciting. But I have a lot more work to do, but I've got my spreadsheet, and I have, I think, a better idea of what I need to make, you know, with the spreadsheets and everything. So I'm excited about that. What else? That's where we are right now. I'm going to continue working on these. I'm hoping to have all 6 of these finished this week. I have another purple one that's almost finished downstairs. And then, like I said, I started this green one this morning. The yarn I used a couple weeks ago, I had to make an impromptu emergency yarn run to Hobby Lobby, and I do not like buying yarn there for multiple reasons. Yes, those reasons, but also because they just don't have what I need. Mostly what I do is like horror related things, and I could say something really bad right now, but I'm not going to. Dark color yarn is not something that they have a lot of, so they don't serve me. Just say that. But I went because I needed more brown to make certain things, and I bought all of their brown yarn. So if you live in my area and you're looking for brown yarn, I am so sorry. But anyway, these 2 little guys, I wanted to do like a purple and a green. I wanted lime green, but that's not to be had. But Hobby Lobby in their Baby Bee, it's so funny I'm using baby blanket for gory zombies, but anyway. This is the Adorable, and this is the color Mint Charm, and then this one is Sugar Plum. I bought 3 skeins of each of these, and I don't know where my purple one is that I have been using. It's somewhere, but so far I've already gotten 2 out of 1 skein of this, and there's still plenty left. I could probably get 3 out of 1, which is exciting. But the cool thing is I can use this for the little tiny dragon from Avalon Crochets. I think I'm going to make some of those also, which I'm going to take some to HorrorCon, and I'm also going to put them in my Etsy shop. Anytime I post anything about those little dragons, I get a ton of, oh my gosh, those are so cute, and just different things. So it is really good yarn to work with. My cat's eating my furniture. Anyway, it's a really good yarn to work with, and it's pretty comparable in thickness. Hang on. Quit. Good grief. It's pretty comparable in thickness. I'm trying to find an end. To Parfait Chunky. This is the Parfait Chunky in white. And I don't know if you can really tell, but it's very similar in size. So and it has that same kind of soft, squishy feel. So it's a good one to use with Parfait Chunky, I think. Now, I haven't used it with it. This pink for the brains, I have been using, it's a Loops and Threads. Hang on, let me think. I decided to grab it. It's the Loops and Threads. I think it's the Chenille Home. And I don't remember what color this was, like blush or rose. I bought this in February to do the other zombie heads. It was the only pink I could find. Pink is another hard one to find. This is all I have left though. And I'm hoping I can get three more brains out of this, because I don't want to have to get it again. When I first started using this yarn, I hated it. Still don't love it, but since I'm more skilled now, I feel like I have a better understanding, I guess, of chenille yarn. It's still a total pain to sew with, but you know, I feel like I've gotten better at it a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to have to go get more of this, but I might have to. When I was at Hobby Lobby, I did not even think about looking to see if they had the Adorable in a pink that wasn't like too baby pink, because this, I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's not like a vibrant pink. It's more of a dull, kind of dull pink, and it has more of like a rose color to it. So tail, anyway, yeah, that's where we are right now. So I still have quite a bit to do, but I think this week I will be able to get a lot crossed off my list. You know, I've got one more zombie made. I've got 3 more of the little ones made, and we've discussed tearing into this since it's already torn, and I hate that. I hate tearing labels off of skeins. I try to slide them out as best I can, because just tearing them is just, I don't know, it's barbaric. I can't stand it. But anyway, and I've got, like I said, 3 of these, so I need to do 3 more. These work up so fast. Even, you know, doing the face details, that doesn't take very long at all. So, we're getting there. You know, we're getting there. Plus, you know, I've got this guy, one of my bigger priced items, and I didn't finish it, but I did work on Maurice Jackson. We'll call him Maurice. You know. I made him back in January. He took forever. But I wasn't happy with his head, and I didn't stabilize it. And he has a hat, but I don't know where it is right now, that has like 3 different types of yarn, three different types of yarn, and it's kind of heavy. His head needed to be stabilized, and I didn't, because I didn't know how important it was. So I still need to do all of his face details and then sew his hat on, and then he'll be ready to go. And he has a little axe that I made. But very, very pleased with how he turned out. He is going to be probably my highest priced item there because he is a diva and takes a lot of yarn. And his hat, which I think it's that right there. I think it's that. You use the Pipsqueak yarn. Is that from Premiere? I can't remember. But this is Pipsqueak. And then Bee is eating a wrapper. God, she's a menace. What did I just say about hating ripping wrappers? And look, this is Bee. The hat's heavy. It takes a bunch of different yarns, and his hair is eyelash yarn, which makes me nauseous. So we're not going to be making a whole lot of him. And he's going to be my most expensive item there. But I think he'll be quite popular. But anyway, that's what we have so far. And I'm going to get back to work. See what else we can get knocked out for HorrorCon. Bee is still eating fuzz. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm going to wrap up the video now. I did not realize that all of those clips that I pretty much did in one sitting was almost 30 minutes of me yammering. So cool. But anyway, I wanted to show what the zombie head looks like before I finish it. This is where the eye will go. And you make like a little, I hate this word, make a little socket or whatever for it, and then you put the eye in it. I still have to finish this and put the red part that attaches to it. All of those like terms are gross to me, so we're not going to say them. But anyway, the eye goes right in there, and then after you finish sewing it up, excuse me, or stitching it up, then you go in and you do a detail around the pink, and then you add the brain squiggles in, and then you can put the hair over here and then the ears and everything. But I wanted to just show like how the color changes. Okay, I'm about to have a coughing fit, so we gotta hurry. But I was pretty proud of these, especially since like this row and this row, these are both on in the middle of a decrease. So yeah, but that's what it looks like before all the squiggles and the edging goes on. So okay, we need to wrap this up fast. But anyway, so that was all that I did this week. Come back next week and let's see what we got done. But thank you for joining me this week for a week of creepy crochet. This is what I love to do, and can't wait to do some more. HorrorCon is in just a few weeks. I'm so nervous, but we gotta like really knock it into gear and get some stuff finished. Wait, I want to do one more thing. Okay. Since it's already ripped, if it rips further, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see if we can get this open. Oh, I did it. I opened a new skein of Big Twist Posh. Michaels, please hurry up and get this in your stores. Please. Hurry. We need it. Okay, well anyway, if you're into like creepy, cute, fun crochet things with a slightly awkward host, please consider subscribing and liking and commenting on my channel, and thank you for your support. I'm gonna go cough some more, and I'll see you next week. So in the meantime, happy crocheting.